Welcome back. Of course, we are working on this beauty right here. It's a 1983 Honda XL600R. Okay, we've got all our tools lined out up here in this handy chair. We got our box of parts. We can add those in. We got pry bars and such that we're going to see if we can do. We got a makeshift stand here because somebody did some horrible welding on this. They also did some horrible welding up here on that. That needs to all be fixed. I'm sure the same person that did that did this. I mean, it's pretty bad, and that broke off. So I don't have a kickstand, so we had to find this box here to put it on. But I think it's going to work. So let's grab some tools here and get this chain off. All right. When you take these off, there's an interesting key here. Let me show you this. So you get these bolts out, obviously, and then this doesn't pull out, but if you turn, it's like a key. See how it locks in there? And then it turns, and then you line up those bolts. That way it can't ever come off, well, as easily. All right, now let's get this whole thing pulled off. Success, it is off. Now, one thing that I really like to do, I highly recommend, is put everything back that you can, because if you can put it back in there, you know where it goes. So I'm hoping that this will shift back in here far enough to get this. I got to get that gear out of the chain to get slack here. So that is what I am attempting to do right now. And no problem. Success. And look, my bolts and parts are all in one piece still. I love it. Okay, now we've got the chain loose. That's giving us more clearance. If it's going to be enough or not, I don't know. But let's find out. Let's hopefully not knock this over. Okay, that definitely did it. That is success. That is success. Okay, now I got to make sure I wedge this in here. All right, so look who has made it. It's Dr. Torque himself. So now that I've got the engine out, we're going to continue pulling this apart and figuring out exactly how we get the cam off, because I don't think I'm exactly sure on that. Are you exactly sure on that?
Nope.
No, but we got to get it apart so we can fix the timing on this thing and then be ready for the compression check, which is really exciting. So I guess pull that baby off and see what you think. I already had it off. Now that we can actually get it off. Isn't that nice? And get it off. Now, what do you think? This supposedly was all rebuilt. So what do you think was actually rebuilt? Because these do not look rebuilt. Doesn't that look like that has wear on it and shiny wear parts on that?
Well, I don't think these parts are available anymore.
So that part wouldn't have gotten.
It was like I saw one video of a guy who actually is like re-chroming the ends of these on his.
Then they're probably not available. I think there's your answer. So that's why those aren't replaced, because that's why I was like, well, what got rebuilt in his head? So just looking at this, what do you see here? That you think?
I don't see a lot of wear here. I'm not concerned about
No,
that.
me neither. This was supposedly, the problem was he had this rebuilt.
But, so, at this point, it's hard to know, because the part that you'd see is being rebuilt or not is still hidden down here. Because we're only seeing the upper part of the head with the valve springs and stuff.
Well, so no, you don't think any of this would have gotten replaced?
Well, it could have been, but how would I know?
So
on this, there's the cam journals themselves that, the rocker arms run on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't see any of them. They're all turned down somehow.
So maybe nothing on the part we can see was
If we turned the engine over a little bit more, we'd be able to see the actual things. But most likely on a rebuilt head by a guy, they probably took the head off, pulled the springs and keepers off, looked at the valves, said, hey, these look okay, maybe lapped them, put it back together.
Well, I'm not even sure exactly why they did it. I don't know what was wrong. We have a lot of mystery we're trying to figure out. Also, these are potentially bad. When we get this camera, we got to check to see if those guides, those go bad. And they're not something that
they're not available anymore.
They're not available. So you can buy a used one, or we did find you can, if you upgrade, what do you got to upgrade? You got to upgrade the chain
The chain and the sprocket here, the sprocket down here
are different on the next model up. The very next year.
No, it's later. I can't remember.
So a later engine on this one, and it had some improved guides, or not even necessarily improved. It's just you can buy those.
But you can still get them.
You can buy them, yeah, but they won't fit on this chain, so you have to change it. The next chain is a different number of teeth in the gears, and I think maybe their chain's a different length too. But all right, so what we're kind of looking at here is we've turned this until all of the lobes are up. What would you say? Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, we're just able to see the cam lobes. We're just
and
wanting to see what they look like.
They don't look bad. They're definitely not replaced, and they might not even be available new. But it's not bad anyway, so we're okay with that. Those look good. They don't show much wear at all, really, for the aged bike. So that's good. So now what we have to do, this is the tricky part because we haven't done it yet. It won't be tricky after we do it, like most things. But we've got to somehow get this up and loose to where we can walk that chain up and over to line up top dead center here with top dead center there.
Yeah, so we need to set the crank at top dead center, which you look through the little side hole and see.
Yep, and then that'll set the lower half basically. And now this is what's off. This needs to turn. There's marks on that gear.
Yeah, there should be marks on the gear.
You probably remember from the other video that there's marks.
That we probably can't see right now.
No, because it's not even close. So I'll set that one at top dead center. On that side, then we'll set this at top dead center. All right, well, I mean, then we'll try to figure out how to turn that. So
yeah, we're gonna have to like get the chain loose enough that we can change its position on this gear and have it so the two are where they need to be at the same time.
Yeah, matching. I'm gonna give you this cam for a second, and I'm just gonna adjust that slightly more because that's perfect right there. Perfect. Okay, done and there, done and done. Now.
So where were the lines that you saw?
There's one. See that line right there?
Oh, yeah, that's way off.
Yeah, that should be line. There's two of those. There's
that
one,
should be right here.
Yeah, and there's the other one then would obviously be brought up and be leveled here. So that's supposed to be leveled this way. That's why you have interference on this thing. I mean, clearly that's what's causing that. So, okay, let's see if we can figure that out.
See if we can fight with this a little bit.
I'm going to try to get in here. And what I'm probably going to need to actually hold this. Do you think it'll turn on me? Yeah, it's going to want to turn on me like I thought.
It'll eventually hit the spring and not turn anymore.
I'm going to block this with my leg. There we go.
Then don't let it fall down in the engine.
Yes. So there we go.
There we go.
That was beautiful. Now just spin that 180. It's perfect. So what do we?
Well, yeah, that's I think where we're going to be able to get the.
Because we got to probably get this cam out so we can get enough slack.
I'm handing you
a
bearing.
Yep.
From that end. And then I'm taking off a bearing from this end.
This is the part that dude skipped.
There's a huge flange on this side that bolts on that's not going to ever go through that hole.
Oh, really? So it's got to go.
It's got to come out this side.
Oh, does it? Oh. Yeah, I couldn't see that. Yeah, that is never coming out, dude. Not that way. Okay, have a look at this. I don't see how we're going to get this out around this little, what is this, a keeper? What'd you call it?
It's a, what would you call it? It's a locating pin, but it also has, it's hollow because a bolt goes through it too.
Yes, exactly.
But
so
it's an alignment pin.
Oh, there we go. Alignment pin. And I'm going to see if I can pull said alignment pin out of the way. The concern is always how tight these are in here, but no. Aha! All right, dude, that was a piece of cake. That really was a piece of cake. So I'm gonna put that right there with this. Now see if I can get this out. I thought that might do it, but there's obviously some other things in the way here. Oh, except I just got that further. And look at this. Look at this. He did. There's a cam. This cam has damaged the edge of that. Ooh. That is from somebody reefing on, trying to get it out. So I'm pretty sure this happened. I'm pretty sure this has already happened. That's not good at all, but at least we're duplicating the steps. Okay. This is kind of crazy. I just found a loose part in here. That was not on anything. It was just laying down in there. And so we think it goes.
It's the right size to be a cup on top of this spring here. but I'm not seeing
where does that go?
A groove for this to go into.
Man, it's a good thing this didn't start before.
Boom.
Yeah, there'd have been all kind of problems. But now, I mean, fortunately, it didn't start, so it didn't cause any damage like that. But we got to figure out. Well, yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. We don't think so. But, I mean, we won't know until we do the compression test. But so far, I think it got saved in a number of ways. Okay, so we're getting closer on this. What we need to do is get some relief. We need this tensioner to not be doing its job. We need to relax. And this is a time machine tensioner, but it won't turn either way. And so doing a little research on something like the 650, this is a bolt you take out. But there is no bolt on this one, obviously. So the only options are for that to go down or up. And I think that goes down and holds this. So I'm pretty sure this has got to pull up. I hope. Oh, yep, there we go. Wow, that just pops right out. That was almost too easy. Like, why was it that loose? But I think that's okay because of there's a lot of stuff where the keep is just the top of the valve cover. So now this should turn. I say should. Okay, it does turn clockwise. And then at some point, either it comes out. Oh, it only turns one way. It's only in one direction. You can't turn it back the other way. And it's out. And there's that pinhole. So that is, all that just lines up with that. So horizontally is how you line that up with the top of the heads here. And then that pin goes through. Okay, good, good. Okay, now let's see if we can figure out how to get that loose. That's a big step. That's a big step. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I think that this now should come out. I hope I'm not making a big old mess. Mistake. I'm not going to pry hard because these are brittle. Woo. Okay, it's out. It's out. That actually, I mean, that looks worn a little, but it doesn't look horrible. And you got to weigh it against it. You can't get a new one of these. So it's a little different measuring stick thing. Rod stuff. Okay. Well, this is encouraging. Let's see what happens now. I don't know what will happen now. Let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, look at that. Do you see the slack on it? So happy to be a slacker right now. Look at this.
I've called Jake a slacker for several years
Woo!
now.
Look at
that. That has less tension?
I think that has significantly less tension. So now we got to line up. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. It's loose. I've never been so happy to have a chain loose, I don't think. Well, I got to line the other side up now, top dead center. And then all we got to do is line this one up top dead center. This is really cool because I was concerned about that. Okay, I think this is a big moment because
at the very least, it sort of looks right.
It sort of looks right. So now we just got to kind of put the tensioner back in first. So like,
I don't know the order.
Tensioner maybe. Just so that's in. Yeah. How the heck did I get that up? That dropped down. Must be when you turn the engine over, it pushes up.
Must be.
Which we still don't know how that works. That's still a mystery. But I'm so glad
it's something that relieves compression.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that it's opening and shutting or moving up and down or whatever as the engine turns over. Make it easier to kickstart and not break your ankle maybe.
Okay, so let me see if I can put this back together really quickly while I sort of remember what I did. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, so we've got both of these bearings or cam? What are we?
They're cam bearings.
I think that sounds good. Cam bearings on there and one bolt in. And we didn't drop it, at least not that one, because he keeps joking about it.
Dropping that bolt.
Yeah, and now we've had to take it out 3 times and put it back in, but we had to. So, because look where it'd fall. Look down there into that void. It's just the pit of despair down there.
The pit of despair. Don't even think. Don't even think about trying to escape.
See how far down there it would go? Even the light won't reach the depths down there.
It's bottomless.
It's a bottomless pit of despair. So now I have to put this back on and just get everything in place to make sure this is actually lined up, because it doesn't look quite right. I don't know if it's one tooth off.
Yeah, we're close, but we're going to have to dig around with it to see if we can get it right.
So, dude, I hope that this can't fall down in.
Clunk.
So this, I think those have to be lined up. Oh, I don't have the thing. It's not, oh my gosh. Yeah, with that hole back here. Why does this have to turn as it goes in? I don't understand that. That's weird. It'll only turn one way.
Yeah.
It's very weird. I don't even know how that's possible. Dude, you just, oh, look at that. I lined it up. Okay. Now all we got to do is look at this. That's got to go a long ways. That spring here has to come all the way into that hole there. Okay, that definitely took two hands. I had to press this over, and then Tom had to pound it down, but we got it in. That was quite a bit of tension on that, as there should be, and that's lined up properly, and that pin is back in place. And now the big question is to see if we have to do all that over again.
Is that the timing lines lined up?
I don't know. They're not. They're off. Potentially a tooth, but it depends on the other side also to see if the other side is. I was really hoping. I kind of suspected it was like that.
Changed anything on the crank?
Ooh, it did a little bit. It did a little bit.
Well, put that back where you want it to be and see if this gets better or worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now it really, really is the big tension reveal, because this is the real deal now, because it's either got worse and it's way off, or it got better, and it's definitely one or the other. It's not going to be
this direction.
It's perfect, dude. It's perfect. Did I shine any light? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm just so excited. I'm shining lights everywhere. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So this is worth noting, because we're now trying to get, like, see this piece here, we're like, what's the deal with that? That just pulls way up. Unfortunately, if you drop it down and it goes down inside there, if you crank the engine over, it pushes it back up. So now, though, we've got to get this piece on there. Now, what do you call this? This is the keep.
I call it a keeper.
Keep. So it's almost fallen down here several times. In fact, it was loose in there. And so, oh man.
Oh, it's my mom.
Oh, you got to take that. Mom call. We'll be right back. Oh, that's easy. Okay, look.
I just fell on. You couldn't see it. Your hand.
Normally we're doing this with giant springs, and it's like, this is one of the worst problems ever. But that just flung right on. Now I wonder if that should be. I think that should be
this direction.
Yeah.
So when we're sliding things this way, maybe we're not going to knock it off.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I mean, in fairness, maybe we did that. Maybe it popped off. I mean, it would have had to been just perfect angle, but it's possible. But either way, it's on there now, and I'm glad we didn't need the rag. It was a wonderful idea, sir. Wonderful. You're wonderful. Now, we've kind of straightened out a little bit. It's metal, so it was in good shape. It just was bent a little bit and tiny, so I've tapped it. Tapped it. Adam Sandler, nice and level, and so it does not go this way. Which way does this go? That's the right way. Oh, that just looked weird. That's in there. There's all these things flopping around. Oh, these, what even is that called? Because that's what's the problem with, right? Like those need to be up. Like that. If those fall down, they'll be all messed up. That's a little worn, isn't it? Not horribly bad, though, but a little bit. How about the bottom of that? No, a little bit, but not bad. Okay. These are definitely going to be... That's in.
So that's down now, huh?
That's down.
It's actually closed.
That's everything. Is that it? We just got it, I think. I hope.
There's more.
This is actually a good enough spot to do our first test to see if we can turn the engine all the way over. Because remember, it would not go before. That was interference. So let's try, right?
Sure.
So we've got this baby in here.
I see valves closing over here on this side.
This is opening. Open.
Valves opening on this side. So these are the intake valves. These are the ones that we're
that was hitting. Oh.
So they're not hitting now. We haven't adjusted them necessarily, but I don't think we
never really unadjusted those. They were pretty tight. Oh, whoops. That is really, really good news. So we got the engine sort of shifted back in place. I mean, it's not where it goes, but over far enough that we could tighten everything down carefully because they're a little scary going to aluminum. But we're pretty sure we got those tight. So that's as far as we need to go right now. The next step will be getting this compression checked and making sure it's holding pressure, and then adjusting the valves, and then bolting it back together to make sure we don't bolt it all back together and then it's actually something. Remember, we don't even know. We've got the timing set properly right now, but that does not mean it's not damaged. So that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Check out some other videos. We got all kinds of stuff. Make yourself right at home. On behalf of Motors Mischief's Uncle Jake, that man over there's Dr. Torque. We're going to take you out with the patent pending, still patent pending fist bump friendship. Wow.
If only we knew what we were doing.
If only somebody would have showed this in their video.
Well,
Wow. So all we got to do now, besides that extreme close, there's my close-up shot. Are you ready? Were you ready for your close-up? Were you ready for my close-up? I know what F is.
for certain.
That's a much nicer thing than what I was thinking.
Jake, you don't talk like that.
I did. Well, that's why I was only thinking it.
Oh, okay.
A lot. So we'll let him talk to Mom, and we'll
My mom says she loves you, Jake.
Oh, well, you tell your mom I love her too. She's awesome.
Crisscross applesauce!
What are you even talking about?